Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Friday.
Good morning.
I'm so
Well,
happy for today.
Oh, I hope the
Even
sun
though
is shining wherever you guys are. I'm really happy for today too.
we woke up to snow today. Jennifer,
again,
45 minutes. Well, we woke up to snow, like a skiff of snow today. But yesterday, I saw your pictures, Jennifer. She's about 45 minutes north of us.
Mhm.
And she was like blanketed with snow. So,
yeah.
yeah, no sunshine here yet. I think we still have rain and snow until Monday. Monday's the day the sun comes out, and it's been raining and snowing all week.
Oh, we
Oh,
were Wednesday. We woke up with a bunch of fresh snow, and of course now it's just wet and mucky from
yeah,
it melting. But the sun is shining, so I'll take it as a win.
yeah. You know
Yes,
what?
exactly.
Next week we are above zero every single night. So I am like, I think we're like finally on the end of this. I think we're there.
Oh,
I
So
don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind the snow and the rain at this point in the season because I
no.
would rather have it a little bit now when we need the extra moisture, and then
yeah,
have a little bit warmer days and kind of a little. I don't mind the rain. I'm just tired of the snow. At this point, every year, I actually love living in a place where we experience the four seasons the way we do. I
Mhm.
appreciate it so much. But at the end of each season, I really look forward to the next.
especially this one because it's cold.
Yes.
It is.
Bring
My
on.
bones hurt.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
originally from BC, and I grew up in Revelstoke, which is considered a natural rainforest.
Yeah.
So every March, and Taylor and I moved back, and that's where we raised our family for the first 10 years. And every March, usually, I would send us back into the interior of BC where the sun shines, and
Yeah.
we'd go look at houses.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's
Because it was
awesome.
like I would want to leave every March. It was like,
Mhm.
I'm moving from here. I don't like it here anymore. And then summer would arrive and it would be beautiful again.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I get to March again and be like, no, we got to leave. And yeah, so
That's
when you
awesome.
live in a rainforest is a real thing.
We
Yes.
need a summer home and then an every other time of the year home.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So yeah.
Well, welcome to Friday with Friends, everyone. I guess we should probably introduce ourselves. You guys, Jennifer and I can already tell the conversation is going to be great with Kelly. And I'm really excited to actually, this is the first time I actually get to meet Kelly, but I know Jennifer and Kelly have met previously, I believe.
Yes, we
Um,
have.
yeah, so a little about me. I'm Charlene. You guys all know me. I am a mom to six, and I have a bonus daughter. My stepdaughter, our kids range from 24 down to 18 months. And I'm a homeschooling mom from Grand Prairie, Alberta. And yeah, I'm up here where we experience the four seasons, probably daily sometimes.
100%.
And I've been a business owner in our community for 3 years. Actually, next month I joined the community. Actually, tomorrow it will be 3 years I joined the community. So I'm super excited to celebrate that. And I'm super excited because we just announced all these new income streams and they're so amazing.
They
And
are.
take it away.
Hello, everybody, wherever you're tuning in from or catching the replay. My name is Jennifer, and I am from TP Creek, Alberta. And today I am at my daughter's house watching the grandbabies. So who knows what's going to happen? We're just kind of going to go with the flow here. It might get really noisy. And I'm a homeschooling mom as well to our school-age son. And we have, of course, they're going to start all playing with toys. Okay, 1 second. And yeah, so we have two adult children and we have no, there's four grandchildren. And yeah, we are just gonna roll with it. But I actually met Kelly a couple summers in Calgary and at the meetups that we have every summer. And it's been an absolute joy to meet her in person, her and her husband. And our sons actually got to play with each other because this is a family business. We're in business for ourselves, but it's a family business. And just because we go and we do things, it doesn't mean we leave our kids behind. They come with us wherever we go. As you can see, we're working and our families are right here. So
What?
that's what I love about this business is the flexibility and how it just fits into our life no matter what our life looks like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many times my kids have popped in, or my cat's gone across the screen, or
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give myself a bit of a direct introduction. I'm Kelly.
Yeah.
I am from Busby, Alberta, which is just outside of Edmonton. I'm also a mama to 6. So my oldest is 30 all the way down to 10. So we've got a wide range as well. We have 2 grandchildren. I actually got to babysit our grandson for the very first time last night. He is a week old. Mom and Dad quickly snuck out for a quick bite to eat. Dad's got to go back to work, so it was an early celebration for Mother's Day for them. But yeah, I got to be the very first babysitter. He was, of course, the perfect baby. At a week old, he ate a bottle and slept, and I changed him. But yeah, so I also homeschooled last year. Our youngest 2 boys are back in school this year. Again, reworking plans, not sure what next year looks like. Likely our oldest will return home and homeschool again, where our youngest will stay in public school at his request. So yeah, very similar stories. I love that. For women, I've met you, but I've never had the opportunity with Charlene. What a small world that is. I was an early childhood educator before I came across this online business. We started, it will be 5 years ago in September. I was able to leave my nonprofit job within the first year. Larry owns a construction company, so this fit in so well with our natural life. Understand having large families, me being home was huge. Our youngest 2 boys are also adopted. So that was a huge piece for me wanting to be home. We really needed that time to bond, and I needed the flexibility in my schedule, to be honest. I mean, with them comes a host of appointments, whether that's medical and legal and all that fun stuff that comes along with all of this world that we live in. So yeah, it was really, really important that I be home full time. So that was our main goal, and to be able to hit it in the first year was impressive. I never thought it would have worked out that fast. Yeah, and I think the community end of it is truly the part that kept us going. I love the meetups. I love that the world is returning back to what form of normal I guess we get, and we get even more of them. So yeah, yes.
That's similar to our story as well. At the very beginning, the job that I had previously, when my sister had passed away and my nieces and nephew came to live with us. And so I had to find something different. I needed something with flexibility where I was home present with our family, because our family literally doubled overnight. And I just had to be present in the home, right? So this, we prayed for this, and it showed up in our news feed, and it's been a blessing ever since. And I just want to give a shout out to Charlene for happy anniversary, because I don't want to forget about that. It's been on my mind, and when she was saying it's next month, I'm like, no, it's actually tomorrow.
Well, congratulations, Charlene. That is a big deal.
It's exciting. It goes by so fast, hey? Like I can't even, 5 years for you, 4 years for Jennifer. Like I can't wait to be 4 years, 5 years in. I mean, the impact that it's had on our family, even just like you said, within the first year has been incredible, right? So I just can't imagine like it getting any better, but it will get better, because it just keeps getting better. But I'm like,
Yes, I miss the new feelings as we have new people come in. I'm kind of envious. Like I try feed off of them a little bit. Like remember the first several weeks and learning about everything and the excitement and right, like yeah, I miss that part. I miss that feeling of newness.
Aw.
It's like that feeling of bringing a new baby home, like you were explaining. It's just like all that fresh love and fresh everything, new life.
Yes, and I guess we're very, very lucky, especially with all these new income streams being released. We kind of get that little bit of a feel, like right, that little buzz that we all like so very much.
I know. When we went to our community mastermind, I was like, ooh,
that was such a good night.
Oh, I don't know. There's always something to look forward to, though. Like the 5-year celebration was another moment where I was like, everything was just renewed, right? And then I feel like every week when he's announcing these things, it's like, ooh, that's gonna be me. Ooh, that's gonna be me. Ooh, we're gonna get there. Like there's always something to look forward to.
Completely.
Very much so, yes. Oh, so you ladies are both of you in town? Do you live rurally?
I live in the country. I live on an acreage about 40 minutes outside of Grand Prairie, just north of Grand Prairie, and Charlene lives right in the city. But we met 2 summers ago. We were introduced through another business owner, and we met up at the park because, of course, we have kids, and then her son and my son have become friends. We've become really good friends as well. So it's been pretty amazing.
I
Yeah,
love that. Yes, that this community brings people from all different places together that have no financial connection to one another.
I
It's
know.
yeah,
And Jennifer and I have so many similarities, but at the same time, we probably never would have crossed paths, like,
no,
and actually connected. So because of this community and this opportunity, we've connected. And now we meet up every month. We have a little group of ladies that we get together with who are business owners in the area. And yeah, like you were saying, like the meetups, I'm so excited that we get to have them again. We have a big one coming up down by Calgary. This year we're having a big one for our team, and I'm so excited because I've never been to like an actual meetup because we're so far away from them all.
yeah.
And it just
And
timing, it never works out. So I'm really excited for this one. And then, yeah, for the Edmonton ones, I cannot wait.
oh, that's awesome. Yes, I had mentioned before we came live here that we've got one planned in the works here locally, actually, in our little community is where we're going to hold it. So yeah, I'm really excited. We had tried to plan for, I want to say the summer of 2020, when I would have met you in Airdrie.
Yeah.
And it was just, yeah, with everything in the works, like, you know what, we're not going to take this on right now. Like I was like, this feels like a lot. So we had, yeah, held off. And then last year was wedding season in our world. So there definitely was no planning of any major events. Our best friends who are also business owners got married in the end of July. And then our son and daughter-in-law that just had the baby got married at the beginning of July.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so yeah, that was our summer. So I'm really excited to actually get to have my own summer this year.
Nice.
It's not dedicated to bridal showers and right? Like, yes. And we were of course involved in both wedding parties. Yeah. So it'll be nice not to have to play wedding this year.
Yeah. Weddings are busy, like
Yeah.
it's so much hoopla around that one day. And until that day is over, you are just go, 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 go.
Yeah. And we hosted our son and daughter-in-laws, which goodness, that was a thing all in itself.
Yeah, exactly. We did that when we were going to get married on our acreage. We had just bought our property, and then we had to do some cleanup and stuff. So we prepped, and the next summer was our wedding. And we prepped, had it all ready. And on the day we got married, it was 100% chance of rain. So it literally poured. So we had a backup hall because we were watching the forecast. And so we ended up getting married at the hall. And I was like, I just want an arbor. Can you just go to the store and get me an arbor? So he comes home with an arbor, and we set it up in the hall. And it was, yeah, it worked out. It was perfect.
They say rain on your wedding day is good luck.
We had to go to the hall. I was actually 40 minutes late for when our wedding was supposed to start. They called the house and they asked if we were still coming, but we had a big bridal party. And so everybody was getting their hair done and stuff, and we had to leave our house and go to the hall with grocery bags on our hair so it didn't fall flat. All that time that morning. We started at 7 and we still were late.
Oh,
it was fun.
Being a large family, how do your kids fit into your business? I'm curious because my kids are like running our page and helping with things and doing go lives. So I'm always curious to see how other people fit their kids into their businesses.
Our oldest daughter is also a business owner, so she has and joined us in this endeavor. So that was goodness, just as she finished, she's a personal trainer. Just as she finished school, the world shut down.
Yeah,
and there wasn't much personal training happening during a global pandemic. So yeah, it was a great opportunity for her to purchase her own business and get started. So she has followed in our footsteps. Our older kids are they're super supportive of anybody, like other adult kids. And our youngest daughter still lives at home. She will be 20 this summer. We run a small chicken farm as well, which she helps run. And she does tons of my social media from my farm page right through to my business page.
Yeah.
She's a huge, right? Like whether it's the photography end of it. Yeah. And she's, yeah. So our kids are all involved in other places in our business as well. Whether it's taking advantage of some of our new income streams. Yeah, even our oldest son is definitely, he's all over the latest one.
Yeah.
So yeah, right. Like, I mean, they're all super supportive and very involved. Our younger kids, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Community Futures at all, but they are taking part this year in a lemonade program. So they build their own lemonade stands. They sell their own lemonade, and it's all about teaching them entrepreneurship. So they have to come through with a business plan. They have to come through with like what their projected profits are going to be. And then at the end of this, it's to show how they did after they've paid for their stand and their supplies and all of that. What did they profit? So yeah, it's a really cool program. So it's something that we're really excited that they get to take part of in June. So yeah, right. So it's definitely something that I feel I think entrepreneurship is so important in period.
Yeah.
Community Futures is here in Grand Prairie as well.
Yeah, they would. That's who you would sign up under. There's all kinds of contests that they have the option of winning a bike. You girls could totally probably turn this into some kind of curriculum. Just saying.
Felix, my son, actually is currently going to a program. It's called Champion Academy, and he goes twice a week. And they incorporate martial arts skills, a little bit of his education. So he just signs in, does a couple lessons, and they also have business, like entrepreneurial skills. So he is currently doing exactly what you just said of starting his own little business, coming up with the whole plan of it. He actually, because he's at home with his dad last night, and he called me. He's like, so we have to show the paper that we were writing down, like how much I was spending and how much I borrowed from you guys for the loan and what I'm making, like, because he actually made a notebook with his own original quote with a pen. And so the notebook and the pen have a quote on it. And so now he's selling them, and he's actually doing really good. So I got my friend, she does like some vinyl work. So she's making us some logos for him so people could actually place orders, because I honestly didn't know how it was going to launch and take off, but it's actually doing really well. We had to order more books.
That's incredible. I love that.
Yeah. So he was sharing that too, where they wanted to know because it's like there's children from 6 to 14 in his group. And he's like, they wanted to know if our business was actually like a real business or if it was just like a mock business. And so he was sharing this all with me last night and stuff like that. And he'll be 11 in June, and he is super pumped.
That's awesome.
It's so exciting to see like the influence on to think outside the box. Like mom and dad thought outside the box. They went outside the norm, they took a chance, and now they are, and look at, like, that's incredible. Go feel it.
Yeah, and it really pushes his confidence, right? That was one of the things that I was talking about with one of the other moms there when we were picking them up the other day, was the confidence that these children get from programs like this. Because I know myself, I was always the one in the back of the classroom, quiet, never wanted to be picked on. I actually had to develop confidence as an adult. And a lot of people, that's true for them themselves, And so if we can do this with our children when they're at such young ages, in different ways, of course, if we can find what, really makes them tick, just like for us. I mean, we've all had jobs, we've all had the 9 to 5, and we were doing it because it was paying the bills, but did it really make us tick? Like, when you find something that you're passionate about, it just goes, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And I think, especially in our community, we are the dreamers, and we are the people that don't fit inside that box often is the case. I mean, looking at ourselves, I mean, none of us live a traditional lifestyle, I guess, to what people would think would be normal today. Our families don't look normal. The way we educate our kids are, right? Like it's all something that slightly just doesn't fit in that natural world of you need to go to work at 9 and be done at 5 when the whistle blows lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing so much more of that naturally in our world. And we're learning that kids don't learn like that. And they don't learn useful skills like that. And I think when we're learning skills and we're doing something that actually feels important, our confidence absolutely soars. And with your son, that's totally it.
Yeah, I notice a huge difference between my adult daughter and then my son. Like it's like night and day. I mean, not to say that my daughter's not confident, but in the way she was raised compared to how my son is being raised, it is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm incredibly grateful for both. Like I feel like I have lived 2 lives almost, because I had my daughter at such a young age, and and then started a new family when she was graduating. So it basically is. But
we feel the same way. Our oldest 2 are 26 and 30, and then we have 21 and 19, and then we have 10 and 12. So we feel like we have like 3 little mini families that have all kind of slightly, right, like had different versions of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, which one's the better version? No,
I don't know that there is a better version. They're definitely different, right? Like, I mean, like you take my 20-year-old self to my 40-year-old self, like she's an entirely different woman.
Yeah.
And I think naturally life experience gives you that. But yeah, definitely having that spectrum of age.
Yeah. I know. I agree. I see it in our kids as well. And even just not so much my stepdaughter, because of course she was with her mom and stuff, but in our kids, just from my 19-year-old down to our 18, well, not the 18-month-old, but for our 6-year-old, you see the differences in your parenting style as it evolved, your, how we educate them. Haven't homeschooled them all. We've homeschooled the younger ones longer. I worked out of the home for all of these ones, and these I don't. And so, when you actually sit down and look at it, it's a pretty incredible evolution.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I had a question and I forgot it. Just you go ahead, Jennifer, and I'll try to think of it. What I was gonna say.
I just love how Kelly shifted to a different chair because the sun was in her eyes.
Yeah, I was starting to get cut off by the sun.
The beauty of working from home, you can make your office anywhere.
Have you ever seen that meme where like the cats or the kids are duct taped to the wall during the Zoom? I feel like some days.
Yeah, I agree. It's really quiet right now, which is almost kind of scary.
Yeah.
Maybe worrisome.
I'm going to ask, when you came in, so coming from the mindset of working in another, like working under somebody, working with a boss or whatever, management, what was your biggest surprise coming into this community as a business owner?
Oh, my biggest surprise. I think I'm going to say probably the personal development. Yeah. I was leaving an incredible nonprofit company. And I was very, very surprised. I had left. I actually worked in a local school when we first moved here. And I had worked for myself. I owned a licensed daycare for almost 15 years in BC. So when we moved here, I took a job as a program assistant at the local school, which should have been the dream job, right?
Yeah.
It was summers off, weekends off, holidays off,
work
benefits.
Like in school. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like pension, like it was the dream job. I absolutely despised it. I drove to work like with pain in my eye every single day. You ladies know public school does not benefit the child with special needs.
Yeah.
And I really felt that working in that environment. So I was very lucky to get on with a great nonprofit after that. And it was incredible. It was called Parent Link. I'm sure you might have, over years of having little ones, been involved with them. And we were also part of a company called Healthy Families, Healthy Futures. And I was so fortunate. The personal development, let's be honest, that taxpayers' dollars was incredible. And some of the ladies that we worked with had a really, 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 really heavy workload. So it was super important that they had like that kind of personal development and care. So I was really worried it was something I was going to miss out on. So when we started doing this, to be able to find that still here was so awesome. And to be able to offer it to my husband, because he was watching me get all this amazing development through my job, but he was at home with kids, right? Like living life without that kind of support. So to be able to give us all that, that was probably the piece that was the best for me.
I find that not a lot of companies out there, a lot of them will, publicly say, we want our employees to take care of them. We want our employees to be happy. We want to personally develop our employees, but to actually follow through is very, very rare. So I agree. When I came into this community, the biggest surprise was, of course, like the connections I made, the family, the different people, the amounts of people. But the second was how much you are put first, how much you are told to put you first. Like your business is your business, work it around you, brand yourself, um, focus on your mindset, focus on your goals, what makes you happy, what are your dreams. I'm like, I don't know, I was always told everybody else's dreams. So now my kids have taken that too, and so we tried to do a vision board, and I was like, what are your guys' dreams? And they're like, well, we're going to do really great with this business. And I'm like, no, what are your dreams? And they're starting to actually, well, I really want to do this, and I really want to do that, and I really want to. But even just as kids, they were always so focused on what we wanted, and now we're modeling, no, like, what do you want? And it's all because this. And now I know what I want, and I know my future and where I want to go, and I have a more concrete plan to get there. And I never ever had that when I was working for insurance or retail or whatever. And it didn't matter if I was at the bottom of the totem pole or at the top. I was never put first.
Yeah. It's so important too, because I know when parents work outside of the home, their days get lost in work, and then coming home and having to like cook and clean, and then you got to do like the homework and get ready for bed and all that. You really miss out on that time with your kids, and having this opportunity to work from home and have the flexibility to, just incorporate our workday into our lifestyle at the same time as being a parent, being a wife, on top of being a business owner, it really then you bond with your children and even your spouse, and in other ways that you normally wouldn't. And it's pretty incredible, I would say, because I don't know, when I was on the road all the time with my previous job, I missed out on so much. Mm-hmm. And my husband too, like he was a truck driver for how many years, and the only time he actually got to spend time with our son was when he would come home and it would be supper time, get ready to go to bed. So our son actually slept with us for 8 years because that was the only time he got to spend with his dad.
Grandma, we can have one. Yeah, no, that was huge pieces for us too. We've been very fortunate. My husband hasn't worked away very often in life, but I look at those families that are right where my son, in perfect example. I mean, he's got a brand new baby and he's got to go back to work for 3 weeks. Right? Like that just, it breaks my heart to think that, like, of all the things that he is going to miss out on.
Yeah.
And I know that's a lot of families' reality, but yeah. Should they just, I muted myself. They quickly popped in and brought me off the grand puppy. They're off to Grand Prairie as well. They're actually going to see the other grandparents for the weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, they're coming your way.
Yeah. I know
awesome.
One of the things I really like how flexible this business is, because coming from a retail background, when I was trying to do kind of what work while the kids are in school, or like, or get a job where I can work when my husband was home, so I wouldn't have to pay daycare fees. So I would work at the pharmacy. I worked there until midnight and then came home. So I would work like 6 to 12 and come home, and then my kids were already in bed. And in the morning, it was wake up, get them off to school. And then when they came home from school, we had about an hour, and then I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw my kids for 2 hours, maybe a day.
Yeah.
And then, when I was working in insurance, on the flip side, I ended up working from home, but then I would put in my 8 hours, and then to stay afloat and to stay on top of my workload, I'd have to put in like another 4 or 5 hours of work a day.
Yeah.
So I was home, but I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, I work from home, but I am here.
Yeah.
Present. This business fits into our lifestyle. We don't fit into it.
Yeah. 100%.
Which is really amazing.
Yeah, I laugh. Larry does a lot of our coaching calls. So it's funny. He loves earbuds and the truck because we have kids.
Yeah.
So that's often that's his office.
Yeah. Just the other day, I posted a picture on our page. I was like, well, I'm working from anywhere literally today. I'm in the car where the kids are not, because it was so loud in here. I'm like, I can't talk on the phone. I can't concentrate. I can't, which is okay. It's life with kids. So yeah, but I was on a couple of business meetings and I just hopped out to the car. We still had Wi-Fi in the driveway, right?
That's
for
Larry's
sure.
place to take a call. And I mean, we've taken the business with us on holidays. March of 2020, we did 2 weeks in Mazatlan. And I mean, our business ran amazing the whole time we were gone. Like, I mean, like it blew me away, like how easy that end of it was.
Yeah.
I mean, like, right. Like you hear that it's portable and like we take it camping and we do like, things in Canada. January of 2019, our mentors got married in Manzanillo. So there was quite a few of us that had flown down for their wedding. And it was, I mean, thank goodness I had lots of support if I needed it, because it was our first international travel with the business. But right, like, it is that flexible that you can take it with you out of country anywhere and run it mostly from your pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or your beach chair.
Yeah, but right, I very seldom do anything from our laptop.
Yeah.
Everything I do is from our cell phone. Like every once in a while I have to use the laptop for something, but very, very seldom.
Yeah.
100%.
Flexible and convenient it is.
Oh, so very convenient and affordable. I mean, like anybody that's ever owned any kind of brick and mortar business sees the affordability in our business as well.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, we're very fortunate. My husband has a great construction company, but we are 6 years in and far from paying off its debt load.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's just the reality of owning something that's brick and mortar and constantly needs replenishing, whether that's tools, equipment, trailers, trucks, right? Like that end of that cost is never going to go away.
Yeah.
When we started this business, my husband was going to go into partnership and purchase a semi with a friend, and it was either that or this business. And hands down, I am grateful every single day that we chose this business because of so many different factors. You know what I mean? Like the economy, the costs, the running costs. Like, oh my goodness.
Can you imagine what the spring has been like for anybody in the trucking industry?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, we're feeling it in the grocery stores and everywhere else, but I mean, I can't even imagine when your fuel bills tripled in 1 month.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had just started and we went to a little local meeting here at one of the restaurants, and Paul and Helena were there. And sure enough, Joel actually had known Paul because they had, when my husband was working for his previous boss, the shop that they were in, Paul was just a few doors down with his trucking company. Yeah. So they started talking about that. And Paul said, I'm glad you made the right choice and you just stay here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was like almost 4 years ago.
That's awesome. They were actually one of the couples that we went on the first Mexico trip with. No, and they have been amazing mentors right through. I love Paul and Helena so much.
Yeah, we actually meet with one of the ladies that's up here who's a business owner, is Helena's sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she comes to our get-togethers all the time. So she was on a few weeks ago as well. She came on live. She was like, I can do it. I'm ready.
Oh, that's so good. This is a huge piece. I think this is probably the greatest fear for anybody that's first coming into our business.
Yeah.
It's got to be. And it's funny. You'll be surprised too as you do this business. I've reached out to people that you would never guess to be shy, ever. Right. And be like, oh, like, can you come do an interview? How about even come join our team for our mastermind?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I can't do live video.
Yeah.
And like, you are like killing it, succeeding, like, and you can't do live video.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can
Yeah.
do it.
Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell people you don't have to do it alone. Like
Right.
the go lives, go on something like this, you
Yes.
know, or find a partner and do something. It's so much fun. It's
Yeah, it
so
is.
fun. I love it. And I love being able to interact with people in like real time. I love it.
And it pushes you out of comfort zones that you, I don't know, sometimes you don't even realize you have, right? You
Yes.
feel like you're so comfortable in your day to day. And then you come into something like this, and we've talked about it on numerous of our go lives, where it's like we never realized really like how much we were going to push ourselves when like that was one of the biggest learning things in every business owner's journey is how much they've learned about themselves here.
Yeah.
You know.
So funny.
And, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jennifer.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure? I can go live with Jennifer every Friday. I can go live on our page. No problem. No problem. But to go, I haven't volunteered yet for the webinar because that scares me for some reason. And we have a community of like over 100,000 people, and I want to go live there, but I'm like, eh.
I still struggle in the dream team. I still struggle in places. But I find the webinar I've gotten really good with, where I'm kind of like feeling my nerves.
Yeah.
I've signed up to host.
You can do it. I did it.
So yeah, I've had it. You've done it?
I did. I hosted the last mastermind of 2021. And yeah, I was very nervous, but I did it.
Okay, I've got two coming up, one in June and then another one in the fall. So I definitely am like, I don't even want to look at what dates they are because I don't want to know right now.
Yeah, I can feel you because I signed up again for twice this year, same thing, summer and fall. And I'm feeling the same way, even though I've done one, but I just really pushed myself. Like I was saying to Charlene before we did it, I'm like, okay, I don't know how this is going to go. It's going to go how it's going to go, you know? And it did. And it was great. Like, I mean, yeah, there was a few little glitches and there was a few little hiccups, and you could tell I was nervous, but that's real. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when you're doing something on that scale for the first time, like hats off to, our founders that did that for years upon years.
Twice a week?
You know what I mean? Like,
I can't even imagine.
To be given the opportunity to do that and to have all of these people in our community come together to volunteer for all these different positions, that's completely unheard of in a company. People don't come forward and volunteer for things in a company. They want to get paid because, you know what, not valued enough to do that. But in our community, people are valued.
We are, and I think it gives everybody that little piece of ownership of the whole.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that maybe, especially for anybody who's just coming in, that is such a impactful, like you feel like you're like a small little grit of sand in this great big bucket.
Yeah, exactly.
And it really gives you that you're seen and people know that you're there and you're important and you're needed. I'm just letting some dogs out here. Yeah, going.
Well, we reached 40 minutes almost, so we'll start wrapping it up and let you ladies get on with your day. But
thank you.
One question I always ask every person is so for anybody out there feeling stuck in their life right now, whether it's life, work, love, whatever, any part of their life, what would your advice be today for somebody feeling stuck?
You are not a tree. Move.
Oh, I love that.
You kind of caught me off guard there for a second because I was like, that is amazing.
Yep. No, you are not a tree. Move. And I mean that physically sometimes, like even if it's just getting out for a walk.
Yeah.
When you are having that brain fogged moment where you're stuck and you just feel like life cannot physically get better. Yes, physically moving to a new location, all of those things may change, but even just plain old moving your body.
Yeah.
How that even just can change your state of mind so very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are not a tree. Move.
I love that.
I'm going to go for a walk now.
Awesome. I
With
hope
your
it gets a
rubber
little bit
boots and
nicer out
umbrella.
there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Put my parka on.
Well, I'm going to go walk around Costco. Does that count?
It does.
Sure.
Yeah, it does. Actually.
You
Don't
can
forget.
put many steps on in Costco. So
You
yeah.
can. I'm gonna take all 3 kids out with me today. I think this could be bad advice, but we're gonna give her a go.
That should give you a few extra steps anyways.
Probably.
Thank you so much
Awesome.
for coming on with us this week, Kelly. It was such a good conversation, and it was so nice to meet you in somewhat person.
Yes, and I look forward to actually getting to meet you in person, and maybe
Yeah.
we'll get to see each other over the summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Awesome.
Well, have a
Awesome.
good weekend, and thank you everyone who came on and joined me. And for all of you watching the replay, let us know where you're from. And if you have any questions, you can message any of the ladies on the screen. We'd be happy to answer them. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.